All right, so the bars that came on this are more of an aero bar. I believe them to be carbon fiber. I think they're the 3T brand, and they measure a whopping 42 centimeters from hood to hood, which I guess is pretty standard fare for a road slash gravel bike. So this is the Giant Revolt aluminum. It did not come with these bars. The previous owner had put them on. What I'm going to do is something a bit more crazy, where we've got these PNW Coast bars, and you can see that they are considerably wider. Just from where the hoods are going to be, they're going to be from 42, we're now going to almost 500, and it'll be about 550, 540-ish hood to hood. So that is a width increase of 100 and call it 150 millimeters wider, and that's going to facilitate more stability while I'm riding off-road. So doing some single track, it'd still be okay for gravel. I'm not racing, right? So the aeroness of them doesn't really matter to me. If I turn the bars to the side ever so slightly, hey, that's pretty cool how I can do that with the bike on this rack, but you'll see just comparison wise, they appear to be slightly shorter in this distance here, right? If I'm gonna take an actual measurement, I would say that these bars measure from the forwardmost position to the backmost position about 140, 130, call it 140, just shy of 140 millimeters. Whereas if you're looking at these, the widest from the front to the back is 90. So we're chopping off about 40 millimeters of reach with the hoods. So that's going to pull it back a little bit. And I think for that reason, along with them being a wider grip, that's why PNW suggests using a different stem. So this is their, I believe this is a 70 mil stem. I could probably measure it right now. No, this appears to be the 60 millimeter PNW Coast bar stem, which is which I already put on here. So because we're going wider, I'm concerned about the length of the hoses, if that's going to work. But because we're pulling them backwards, maybe we'll get lucky. I hope I don't have to rerun cables, so we'll find that out, figure that out. Also about the bar tape, I'm not sure if I can reuse this bar tape or not. Because the bars are so much wider, not sure if that means I'm going to have to get bar tape that's on the lengthier side or not as well. But let's go ahead and dig in, just see what happens. So yeah, you can see it's ripping there. There's really nothing I can do about this one. So looks like we are buying new bar tape. I wanted to try this bike out with this bar before making, you know, a change. Now I do ride on the road, you know, but I don't ride on the road regular. I just ride more for fun. And I'm definitely not doing any road races, that's for sure. It's just, hey, I'm riding around town. It makes more sense to ride this bike than my stump jumper, right? So that's where I'm at. And this bike's fun. It makes gravel bikes, or underbiking just in general, makes tamer trails like I have nearby more enjoyable. They're more challenging when you're on something that's rigid without suspension, with narrower tires, and it's fun. Also, I discovered this is a RXL SL Speed carbon bar, and it's got the internal routing available, so you can throw in there, and then there's a hole that comes out just underneath. So that's pretty cool. I might as well throw these on the scale too, just to see what they are. Well, I guess that's one way to take them off, right? It just went ahead and fell. Now that's my own fault. Not a weight weenie, but I'm curious the weight difference between these two bars. And here's another view of them side by side. You can really see just how much wider the PNW Coast bar is, and how much more flare it's got, plus how much less, I guess, reach, whatever the roadie term is for that, and yeah, losing all semblance of aero on the top half, but it's all right. So before I throw these on, I want to go ahead and put them on the scale just to see what the difference is. 242.4 grams. And then compared to the PNW Coast, considerably heavier at 354. 110 grams heavier. Don't think that's going to matter. I hate scratching these things up. Okay, that went on pretty smooth. There's one. And get this started. I do want to note that I did wipe the inside of the stem clean, because the bar that was on there was carbon. So when you use carbon bars on against metal surfaces, you typically use a carbon paste. And because this is metal on metal, we don't need that. So I went ahead and wiped that off. Kind of got them into position, and just kind of look how wide they are. They are substantially wider. One of the things I'm concerned with is my cable hose availability here. It's stretched outward, you know, a good bit more, so I'm gonna have less slack here when the bar turns, and I'm hoping that will be okay. I have a feeling that this is not going to be ideal. I mean, worst case, I just have to run new brake lines on here and maybe rerun tape if I run into an issue. But for now, you know, looking aggressive, looking wide. I'm really starting to get excited here. All right, I'm going to try to find a position for these bars, just so I can at least get it back down on the ground, and then we'll start to tape it up. Also, pretty cool. I do like this workstation. I think the kit comes with some cleaning tools, so I believe it's meant to be a bike cleaning station, but hey, you know, it can also double as a workbench area, it seems. So pretty cool. I'll go ahead and leave information about this stand in the video description. So let's get back to the bars. All right, I think this is it. Got them in the position that I think I like. And next step is to go ahead and secure the brake lines and our shifter cable to the handlebar so that they stay in position, so we can go ahead and start wrapping our bar with tape I don't have yet. So I'm going to go ahead and just use some electrical tape if I can get the end of this to come unwound. And I'm going to go tighter again, and then go ahead and trim it. So just like that. So tape, I went ahead and picked up this Zip Service Course CX. So this is a little bit more tricky than if I was to use other tape that has adhesive in it. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping. I want to make sure that the rubbery like adhesive part, again I say adhesive, it's not adhesive, is touching the metal bars, not the the grip tape. So I guess with that, I want to wrap it a little bit and see if I can't tuck in the back side here. This part always trips me up. Like, I don't know, something about it I just struggle with. I remember this from the other wrap job I did. So we're gonna try to tuck that in. Gosh, it just never feels right. And there goes my tape. Yeah, just try to tuck it in, and I guess we're gonna go with that. I'll turn this, and of course I didn't have my Allen key with me to tighten this up. So. All right, so I think we're good to go now. All right, so applying some pressure, And I'm going to just wrap this, keep wrapping it up the bar with the adhesive, you know, making contact on the bar itself. All right, now this is where it's going to get tricky because this doesn't have any adhesive on the back. So I've got to kind of hold it on one side and make sure it's not interfering with the any of the bolts, the screw down bolt on the other side. So keep going around, and I'm going to keep holding pressure. And this is also where it's going to get tricky because I need to reverse the rotation on the top of the bar. Sorry I didn't show that, but basically, here, let me show you here. I went around this way. I was holding these strips on the side, went under, and then basically under here, and then immediately up and over here tight, wrapped back around this way, and then this piece in the middle that you can see. Really, if you just watch the Park Tool video, method 3 is what you want to follow. So that's what I've got. I want to mention that because this bar is wider, I was worried about having tape that wasn't going to be long enough, but this zip service course tape, you can see I've got plenty of tape available. When it's time to finish, you'll see this in the video as well. Because it's wrapping at an angle, you want to cut the tape straight. So you want to get some some scissors to cut just like this, and then you'll have your finishing tape ready to go ahead and hold it down. There we go. One side down. Not the best job in the world, but it should work. Got some thunderstorms rolling in here, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up, but I did get it done. So service course tape looks pretty nice on this. I really like, you know, I haven't ridden it yet, but I do like the way that it feels. I think I did goof up a little bit. I made this side shorter than I should have, so I can always go back and clean this up, pull this side back a little bit. I was worried that I wouldn't have enough tape. It came with plenty of tape, so no worries there. But yeah, I really like the textured feel of this. Pretty nice. Definitely, so far I'd recommend it, but I'll let you guys know how I feel after I get a couple rides in with this. The other thing I changed is I added 2 water bottles here. So they're pretty cool, plastic, really inexpensive, and they kind of go with the blue theme that I've got going on here. So I'll throw a link to those in the video as well. I wanted to get some nice shots of this from the sides, and profile shots and some glamour shots, but it's starting to rain, so I'm going to go inside instead of holding an electronic device outside here with the bike. I'll get these later.